You are a great person. You have a great gift. You have great purpose in your life. You have salvation in your life. And you are so unique. God says, you know what? That's where I'm going to live. I'm going to live right there in you, right there in you. So we're talking about good news. So the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ, he says, this is where it started. This is when it really, really got good, y'all. This is part of the story that really, really good. He said, I'm just going to start with that. That other stuff is cool, but that ain't very that good. So he starts reading. And so the Son of God, as it is written, Isaiah the prophet, now I'm going to spend a whole lot of time there, but Isaiah was a prophet. Now when you look at your Bible, there's the major prophets and there's the minor prophets. Then there's the prophets and there's the prophet of the prophets. Now the prophet of the prophets is called Mr. Isaiah. Prophet Isaiah is like the senior chief leader of all the prophets. Of all these prophets that we may not know the names of, but the top one, his name is Isaiah. So when you read here in verse 3, that's really the words of Micah and not the words of Isaiah in verse 3. But it's the words of Isaiah in verse 4. But why do they give Isaiah the credit? Because Isaiah is the what? Senior prophet of the prophets. So it talks about that. But this is the part I want you to see. And we're just going to kind of take our time. I want you to see that God prepares a way. That God is a preparer. God doesn't just do stuff. God prepares you and God prepares me. God is a preparer. He makes preparation. See, he doesn't just go cook. He go to the grocery store, get the groceries, put it in the cabinet, and he cook. He prepares things. He doesn't tell the children, hey, go in the room and go to bed. He makes sure they have a room. He makes sure they have a bed. He makes sure that they have linen on the bed. They have a pillow on the bed. That they have electricity in the room. They have the night light. That all the doors are locked. All the windows are secure. Then he says, hey, child, go to bed. And so I want you to see, and we're going to take a little time to look at it, that God is a preparer. So what I want you to know is that if it's not worked out yet, He's preparing it for you. Don't worry about it. He's preparing it for you. You said, now why do I have all this trouble, all this pain, all this hardship, not enough finance? Whatever you're going through that, you say, this ain't godly. And I don't have to be a Bible scholar to know that. Because God might be what? Preparing. He might be preparing you. He might be rearranging some things in your life. If we don't see this, we'll look a little bit further. Because now, Jesus Christ is wonderful. Everybody agree with that? Now we said the chief prophet of the prophets, his name is what? Isaiah. But the main man in the Bible, his name is, well, the main man, his name is what? Start with J. Jesus. Now Jesus is the main man in the Bible. But guess what? When Mark begins to tell us the good news, and we're in Mark chapter 1, and he begins to tell us the story of what happens, funny thing happens. Listen to this. Verse 4. Somebody read that first part before we stop at the comma.
John did baptize in the wilderness.
So now we're talking about the good news of Jesus Christ, and the next name I hear is somebody named John. So now John is the forerunner. Everybody say forerunner. He's the forerunner to Jesus Christ. And what I want you to understand is, I want you to embrace the people that God sent in your life. See, God will send a John in your life to prepare some things for you. Sometimes it's a low down, knucklehead, no good ex-husband. Sometimes it's that way to prepare you for the one who's really coming so you can appreciate the one who's coming your way. So I want you to recognize people that are in your life. Some of them are there just to prepare your heart for love, man. Some of them are there to prepare you for what God has on display in your life. You'd be amazed at the preparatory work of God. And so John is a forerunner. He prepared the way for Jesus Christ. And Jesus couldn't come and do what he had to do until what? John did what he was saying.